Have you ever had a gut feeling about a person the very first time you met them, a quiet, wordless certainty that had no evidence behind it? No logic, nothing you could point to, and then, months or even years later, life handed you the proof that your gut was right all along? That specific feeling, the chills down the spine, I knew it. I knew it feeling is the entire energy of this reading. Because that's exactly what just happened to someone. About you. Let me tell you a quick story, because it's the reason I understand this energy so well. Years ago, before I did any of this work publicly, I met someone at a friend's dinner, just an ordinary evening, nothing special. And within about 10 minutes of talking to this person, I had the strangest, strongest gut feeling wash over me. Not romantic, not dramatic, just this deep, quiet, bone level knowing that said, this person is going to matter. Remember this moment. It made no sense. I barely knew them. I had zero reason to think it. But the feeling was so specific and so insistent that I actually wrote it down when I got home, which I never do, because I felt a little silly about how certain I was. And then I forgot about it. Life moved on. Until almost 2 years later, when that person re-entered my life in a completely unexpected way and became one of the most important people in it, in a way I could never have predicted at that dinner. And I remember the moment it clicked, the moment my old gut feeling got confirmed, and the chill that went through me. Because I realized my intuition had known something at that dinner table that my mind couldn't possibly have known. It had read the future in a stranger's energy. And when the confirmation finally came, it didn't feel like a coincidence. It felt like a promise being kept. Hi, my loves. It's Elena. Welcome back to Elena Tarot. And today I'm bringing you a message from a divine masculine to a divine feminine, and it's a rare one, which is why I flagged it in the title. Because what's coming through is exactly that experience I just described, happening on their end. This person, the masculine connected to you, had a gut feeling about you. A quiet, wordless, can't explain it certainty, probably from very early on. And something just happened that confirmed it in a way that gave them chills. Their intuition about you was right, and the universe just proved it to them. And they are, for lack of a more graceful word, a little bit shook by the confirmation. So if you felt on some level that this person always seemed to sense something about you, something they couldn't articulate, stay with me. Because their gut has just been vindicated, and the way it happened is genuinely fascinating. Let me show you. Let me shuffle. We're going to look at the gut feeling they had, what just confirmed it, and what it means for you now. The first card, the feeling they couldn't explain, first card down, and it establishes the whole thing. So let me set it up. The card is the Page of Cups, and the Page of Cups is the card of intuition, of the first stirrings of a feeling, of a message arriving through the heart before the mind has any words for it. And it's the perfect card to open this, because it describes exactly what this masculine experienced with you from the start. From very early, maybe the first time they encountered you. Maybe the first real conversation this person had a feeling about you that they could not explain. It wasn't attraction, exactly, or at least not only attraction. It was deeper and stranger than that. It was a sense that you were significant, that you were different, that there was something about you that mattered in a way that went beyond the surface, beyond the ordinary, beyond anything the situation logically warranted. The Page of Cups is that pre-verbal, knowing, the gut whispering, pay attention to this one before the mind has any idea why. And here's what's important and a little poignant. They probably tried to talk themselves out of it. Because a gut feeling like that, especially in a masculine energy that tends to trust logic over intuition, is unsettling. It doesn't come with evidence. It can't be justified. So they likely spent a while dismissing it. I'm reading too much into this. I don't even know her that well. This is silly. But the feeling wouldn't leave. It just quietly persisted. Underneath everything, this stubborn low hum of there's something about her. They couldn't shake it, and they couldn't explain it. And that combination is exactly what makes an intuitive hit so haunting. Let me give you the practical version, because everyone has felt some version of this. Think about the times your gut told you something before you had any reason to know it. The job interview where you just knew, walking out, that you'd get it or that you wouldn't. The person you met who gave you an instant good feeling or an instant bad one, with nothing concrete to base it on, and you turned out to be right. The decision that everyone told you was crazy, but your gut insisted on, and it worked out. That wordless knowing, that's real. Intuition is the mind processing thousands of tiny signals faster than conscious thought can keep up with, and delivering the conclusion as a feeling instead of a sentence. So when this person felt something about you they couldn't explain, they weren't imagining it. Their deeper mind had read something true in your energy, something their conscious mind couldn't articulate yet. And now, finally, it's been confirmed. Comment I knew it if you've ever had a gut feeling about someone that later got proven completely right, because that exact experience is what this person just went through about you. And I want to add something about why their gut feeling about you was so hard for them to dismiss, because it speaks to how significant you actually are. Ordinary attraction fades. Ordinary interest comes and goes. But a true intuitive hit has a different quality entirely. It's persistent in a way that ordinary feelings aren't. It doesn't spike and fade like a crush. It just quietly stays, like a fact waiting to be acknowledged. And that persistence is actually the tell that it's real intuition rather than passing fancy. This person's feeling about you had that quality. It didn't behave like a normal attraction that flares and cools. It behaved like a knowing steady, patient, unbudging, refusing to be talked out of. And that's precisely what unsettled them. Because you can dismiss a feeling that comes and goes, but a feeling that just quietly refuses to leave, no matter how much you argue with it, starts to feel less like an emotion and more like a message. Like something is trying to tell you something. That's what your existence has been doing in this person's psyche, quietly, persistently, refusing to be dismissed, waiting for the confirmation that would finally prove it wasn't imagination. And now that confirmation has come. Next card. The second card, what their gut actually sensed okay. Second card. And this one reveals the content of the gut, feeling what specifically their intuition was picking up about you, even before they had words for it. The card is the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands is a radiant, magnetic, powerfully authentic feminine energy, a woman who carries a kind of inner fire, a realness, a life force that people can feel even when they can't name it. And that's what their gut was reading, loves. Their intuition sensed your authenticity and your fire, the genuine, unmanufactured realness of who you are, long before they consciously understood it. Because here's the thing about the Queen of Wands energy you carry, it's rare. And rare things register on a deep level even when the surface mind doesn't have a category for them. This person has almost certainly been around a lot of people who perform, who put on a version of themselves, who are all surface and no center. And then they encountered you, someone genuinely, unmistakably real, someone with an actual inner fire instead of a performance of one, and their gut lit up like an instrument detecting something it rarely gets to detect. It sensed the real thing. It just didn't have words for why you felt so different from everyone else. So the gut feeling wasn't vague. It was specific, even if they couldn't articulate it. Their intuition was saying, this one is real. This one has something genuine burning inside her. This one is not like the others. And that's a profound thing for a gut to register. Because authenticity is exactly the quality that's hardest to fake and most valuable to find. Their deeper self recognized a rare frequency in you, the frequency of someone who is fully, unapologetically themselves. And it filed you away as important before their conscious mind had any idea what it had found. Here's the practical picture, and it's something you can actually observe in the world. Have you ever noticed how you can walk into a room full of people and without a word being spoken, feel drawn to one specific person, and later discover that person was the most genuine, most substantial one there? That's your gut reading authenticity at a distance. We are all, on some level, constantly scanning for realness. Because realness is rare and precious, and our deeper minds are built to seek it out. Fake registers as fake even through a smile, real registers as real even through silence. This person's gut walked into the room of their life, scanned everyone, and locked onto you because your authenticity was the realest signal in the room. That's what they sensed. And they were completely right. And I want to name something you might not realize about your own energy, because it's the specific thing their gut couldn't stop reading. People with genuine Queen of Wands fire don't just seem real, they make other people feel more real around them. There's a quality to authentic energy that's almost contagious when someone is being fully, unapologetically themselves. It gives everyone around them silent permission to drop their own performances too. And I suspect that's part of what happened with this person. It wasn't only that they sensed your realness, it's that being around you, they felt more like themselves than they usually do. The mask they wear for the world got a little lighter in your presence, the performance got a little quieter, and some truer version of them got to breathe. And that is an intoxicating and rare experience for someone who spends most of their life guarded and performing. They may not have understood it at the time, they just knew that something about being near you felt like relief, like coming up for air, like permission to finally be real. Their gut filed that under this one is important because their whole system recognized something it had been starving for, a person around whom they didn't have to pretend. That's a profound thing to be for someone, and it's exactly what their intuition detected. Next card. The third card, the confirmation that just happened okay. Third card. And this is the heart of the title, the confirmation. The interesting thing that just happened to prove their gut right. The card is judgment, and judgment is the card of revelation, of a truth being unveiled, of a moment where everything suddenly comes clear and you can never unsee it. And it's the ideal card for a confirmation. Because judgment is literally the moment the verdict comes in. Here's what happened, loves. Something occurred recently, an event, a piece of information, a moment, a revelation that proved to this person, undeniably, that their gut feeling about you was right all along. The vague, wordless intuition finally got its evidence. And the reason the title says it happened in a very interesting way is that this confirmation didn't come the way they expected. Judgment moments rarely do. It probably came sideways, unexpectedly, through a third party, through a coincidence, through something they overheard or discovered or witnessed, through a situation that revealed your true character or your true feelings or your true significance in a way they couldn't have engineered or predicted. The universe delivered the proof through an unusual channel, and that's what made it hit so hard. And I want you to understand the specific flavor of what they're feeling right now, because it's potent. It's the feeling of vindication mixed with awe. On one hand, there's the I knew it, the satisfaction of having their intuition validated. But underneath that is something deeper and more unsettling, a kind of awe at the fact that they knew something before they had any right to know it. When your gut feeling gets confirmed, it doesn't just tell you that you are right about the person, it tells you that your intuition is real, that some part of you can perceive truth beyond the reach of logic. And that's a little bit awe-inspiring and a little bit frightening. This person is sitting with the realization that their deepest self recognized something true about you from the very beginning, and now they can't dismiss it anymore. The gut feeling they spent so long talking themselves out of just got proven right. And it's rearranged how seriously they take their own knowing about you. Let me make this practical, because the way confirmations arrive is genuinely fascinating. Think about how the truth about a person almost never gets confirmed through the front door, through them just telling you directly. It comes through the side channels. You find out someone is trustworthy, not because they said so, but because you heard how they handled a situation when they didn't know you were watching. You find out someone truly cared about you, not from a declaration, but from some small thing you discovered later, a kindness they did quietly, a way they spoke about you to someone else, a truth that surfaced by accident. The most powerful confirmations are the ones the person never intended you to receive, because those are the ones that can't be performed. That's how this person's gut got confirmed about you. Not through something you said to convince them, through something real that surfaced sideways and proved your true nature beyond any doubt. And that kind of confirmation is unshakable, precisely because no one arranged it. And here's why the timing of this matters so much. Because judgment is also a card of reckoning of a moment, arriving at exactly the right time, not a second too early or too late. This confirmation didn't come when they first had the feeling. It came now, and there's a reason for that. Sometimes a gut feeling has to sit unconfirmed for a while, has to be doubted, resisted, half forgotten before the confirmation lands. Because the confirmation only carries its full power once the doubt has had time to build. If they'd gotten proof on day one, it would have felt like coincidence. But they didn't. They felt the gut feeling, they wrestled with it. They probably half buried it under "I'm being ridiculous." And then, after all that doubt, the confirmation arrived and hit like a thunderclap. Precisely because it answered a question they'd been quietly carrying for so long. The universe waited until the confirmation would mean the most. That's the judgment timing. It didn't just prove them right. It proved them right at the exact moment when being proven right would change everything, when it would finally be undeniable enough to move them to act. Comment the side door if you've ever had the truth about someone confirmed in an unexpected, sideways way like this. Because that's exactly how the universe just handed this person their proof about you. Next card. The fourth card, why this confirmation shook them okay. Fourth card. And this one explains the emotional impact why this confirmation didn't just satisfy them, but genuinely rocked them. The card is the Tower. And I know the Tower sounds alarming, but in the context of a confirmation, it's showing me something specific and kind of beautiful. The confirmation shattered something in them. It broke down a wall. It collapsed a structure of doubt they'd been living behind. Here's what I mean. Before the confirmation, this person was keeping you and their feeling about you at a certain safe distance. They had a wall of doubt up, partly because the gut feeling scared them, partly because trusting an intuition you can't justify feels risky, partly because believing that you were as significant as their gut insisted would mean they'd have to do something about it. So they kept the feeling boxed up behind a wall of "I'm probably imagining it." And then the confirmation came, the judgment moment, and it hit that wall like a lightning bolt and brought it down. Suddenly they couldn't hide behind "maybe I'm reading too much into this anymore," because the universe had just handed them proof. The doubt collapsed, and they were left standing in the rubble of their own defenses, face to face with a truth they could no longer avoid. My gut was right. She really is significant, and now I have to reckon with that. That's why it shook them. Not because the confirmation was bad news, it was wonderful news, but because it removed their out. As long as the gut feeling was unconfirmed, they could keep it at arm's length, treat it as a maybe, avoid acting on it. The confirmation took that option away. It forced the feeling from possible to undeniable, and undeniable feelings demand a response. The Tower is the collapse of the comfortable ambiguity they'd been hiding in. And now, they can't unknow what they know. They can't go back to pretending the feeling might be nothing. The wall is down, the truth is exposed, and they're rattled in the way anyone is rattled, when a truth they'd been avoiding suddenly becomes impossible to avoid. Here's the practical version, because you've probably lived this from the other side. Think about a time when you suspected something, but could still function in denial about it, and then you got confirmation, and even though part of you already knew, the confirmation still hit like a truck. Because suspicion lets you keep one foot in denial, but confirmation slams that door. Once you know, you can't unknow, and knowing demands that you deal with it. That's a Tower. This person had been half living in the comfortable denial of "it's probably just a feeling." The confirmation collapse that denial, and force them into a reality where their gut about you is proven fact. And a proven fact about someone significant is not something you can keep at arm's length. It shook them, because now it's real. And real requires action. And action requires courage they're still working up. And I want to prepare you for what this collapse tends to produce in the short term, because it might explain some behavior you've noticed or are about to notice. When someone's wall of doubt gets suddenly demolished like this, their very first instinct is often not to run toward you, it's to freeze, to go quiet, to pull inward while they process the earthquake. Because a tower moment is genuinely destabilizing, and people don't always respond to destabilization gracefully. So if this person has seemed a little distant lately, a little in their head, a little harder to read, or if they go quiet after the confirmation rather than immediately reaching, I don't want you to misread that silence as disinterest. It's the opposite. It's the silence of someone standing in the rubble of their own certainty, trying to figure out what to do with a truth that just got too big to ignore. The processing has to happen before the reaching can. Big confirmations need a beat of stunned quiet before they turn into action. So if you feel them retreat into themselves for a moment, understand that's not them feeling less. That's them reeling from feeling more than they were prepared for. The reach comes after the reckoning. Give the reckoning its moment. Next card. The fifth card, what they now believe about you, okay? Fifth card. And this shows the new belief that locked into place once the confirmation shattered their doubt, the upgraded understanding of you they're now operating with. The card is the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is the card of a genuine, mutual, soul-recognizing connection. Two people who see each other truly, meeting as equals. The real thing. And here's what this tells me. The confirmation didn't just prove their gut was right about you being significant in some abstract way. It confirmed something much more specific and much more personal, that what they feel with you is a genuine, mutual, once-in-a-lifetime kind of connection. The Two of Cups is them now believing, at a level they can't argue with anymore, that you two have something real, something rare, something that most people search their whole lives for and never find. Their gut had been whispering this connection is different from the beginning, and the confirmation proved it, and now they're holding a belief about you and about the two of you that has completely reoriented how they see their own life. Because this is the thing about confirming a gut feeling of this magnitude, it doesn't just change your opinion of the other person. It changes your sense of what's possible for you. This person now believes that the rare, real soul-level connection they maybe thought was a myth, the kind you can't manufacture, can't force, can only recognize actually exists, and that they found it, and that it has your name on it. That's an enormous belief to suddenly be carrying. It's the difference between hoping the deep thing is real and knowing it is because you felt it and now had it confirmed. They've crossed that line. They know now. And you're the reason. Let me put this practically, because the Two of Cups recognition is a specific and rare experience. You know how most connections have to be built slowly? You meet, you gradually get to know someone, trust accumulates over time, and then, very occasionally, you meet someone and there's an instant, inexplicable sense of recognition, like you already know them, like some part of you has been waiting for them. That second kind is what the Two of Cups describes. And it's what this person's gut was picking up from the start, that flash of recognition, that sense of, oh, there you are. The confirmation proved that flash was real, that it wasn't projection or wishful thinking, that the recognition was mutual and genuine. And once someone has had a real Two of Cups recognition confirmed, no ordinary connection will ever feel like enough again. You became, in that moment of confirmation, the standard by which they now understand what real connection even is. And here's the part of this that I find genuinely moving, because it reframes the whole nature of what's happening between you. A gut feeling that persists, plus a flash of instant recognition, plus a confirmation that arrives sideways from the universe itself. When all three of those things converge on one person, We're not really talking about ordinary attraction anymore. We're talking about the kind of connection that feels less like something you found and more like something you remembered. That's the quality of the Two of Cups. At this depth, it doesn't feel like meeting a stranger. It feels like recognizing someone your soul already knew. And that's why the confirmation shook this person so profoundly. On some level, it didn't just confirm a feeling about a person they'd met. It confirmed a sense that they'd been reunited with someone significant, someone their deeper self recognized as belonging in their life. Whether you frame that as souls, as energy, as destiny, or simply as the mysterious accuracy of human intuition, the experience is the same. This person feels like they found someone they were always meant to find. And the universe just confirmed that the feeling was pointing at something real. That's rarer and more meaningful than any ordinary spark. That's the thing people write songs about and rarely actually get. And their gut says they got it with you. Comment there, WOAH. If you know that feeling of instant recognition with someone, the sense that you already knew them somehow. Because that's what this person felt with you. And it just got confirmed as the real thing. Next card. The sixth card, what they're going to do about it, okay? Sixth card, and this is the practical what happens next card. Because a confirmed gut feeling of this magnitude doesn't just sit there, it moves. The card is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is the card of someone moved by deep feeling to act the romantic who rides toward what his heart wants. The one who reaches, who pursues, who offers his feelings. And here's what it tells me about what's coming. Now that the confirmation has shattered their doubt and locked in this new belief, this person is being moved to act on it. The Knight of Cups is the pull toward you converting into motion. They're building toward a message, a conversation, a gesture. Some move to close the distance now that they can no longer hide behind. Maybe it's nothing. Because that's what confirmation does. It demands a response. The gut feeling could be ignored while it was unconfirmed. The confirmed truth cannot. So they're feeling the pull to come toward you, to act on what they now know, to stop keeping this rare thing at a safe distance. And there's a specific quality to a Knight of Cups reach that follows a confirmation, and I want you to recognize it so you don't miss it. It tends to come with a note of sincerity that their previous behavior may not have had. Before the confirmation, if this person interacted with you at all, there may have been a guardedness to it, a holding back, a keeping of options because they weren't yet sure. They were still protecting themselves from a feeling they hadn't validated. But a confirmed feeling changes the texture of how someone reaches. It comes with more openness, more earnestness, less of the games and the cool distance. You may notice this person suddenly being more real with you than they've been before, dropping some of the performance, letting more sincerity through, showing up with a directness that surprises you. That shift in texture is the confirmation talking. It's what happens when someone stops hedging against a feeling and starts honoring it. So watch not just for whether they reach, but for how, because a reach that's noticeably more sincere, more open, more real than their old pattern is the signature of someone whose gut just got confirmed and who has decided to stop hiding from what they know. But I want to be practical and honest about the shape of this reach. Because the Knight of Cups from someone who's been shaken to their core often comes carefully. When a person has just had a wall collapse and a huge truth exposed, they're vulnerable. And vulnerable people reach tentatively at first. So watch for a reach that tests the waters, a first move that's real but cautious, that puts a toe in before the whole foot, that gives them a little cover in case you don't respond the way they hope. It's not a lack of feeling. It's the opposite. It's someone reaching towards something they now know is precious and rare, and being appropriately careful with something that's fragile and important. The bigger the confirmed feeling, the more carefully they tend to approach, because there's suddenly so much more to lose. Here's the practical read, and I want you to hold it, because it's the useful part. When this person reaches and the Knight of Cups says they will pay attention to whether the reach reflects the depth of what they claim to feel. A gut feeling confirmed at this magnitude, if it's genuine, tends to produce a reach with real substance behind it, not just a casual hey, but something that carries weight, that shows they've been thinking, that reflects the significance of what they now know. So when they come, notice, does the reach match the magnitude? Does the effort reflect the depth? Because a confirmed once-in-a-lifetime feeling and a casual, low-effort reach don't match, and if they don't match, that tells you something too. But if the reach carries the weight of someone who knows they found something rare, someone reaching with care and intention and substance, then you're seeing the real thing. A person acting on a gut, feeling the universe just confirmed, finally brave enough to come toward what they know is meant for them. Next card. The seventh card, what this means about you, okay? Seventh card. And this one turns the whole thing toward you. Because this reading isn't ultimately about their gut feeling. It's about the truth their gut feeling detected. The card is the star, and the star is the card of hope, of divine light, of being genuinely special and guided and luminous, a soul that shines in a way that draws the eye of the universe itself. And here's what the star is saying about you, loves. The reason this person's gut locked onto you, the reason their intuition insisted you were significant, the reason the confirmation came and shook them so deeply is that you are that significant. You are a star. There's a genuine luminosity to you, a rare light, a quality that the universe itself seems to conspire to reveal to the people around you. Their gut wasn't malfunctioning when it flagged you as special. It was reading accurately. It detected a real light. And the confirmation was simply the universe agreeing with their gut, saying, yes, you were right, she really is that rare, that luminous, that significant. And I want you to receive this, because I think you may have doubted it. It's common for genuinely special people to have no idea how special they are precisely because you can't see your own light the way others see it. You've been living inside your own energy your whole life, so it feels normal to you, ordinary, nothing remarkable. But to the people encountering it from the outside, to this person's gut, specifically, your light is not ordinary. It's the kind of thing that makes a stranger's intuition sit up and take notice. It's the kind of thing the universe arranges confirmations around. You are not the ordinary person you may think you are. You are a star, and this whole reading is, in a sense, the universe's way of showing you that by showing you how powerfully your light registered on someone else's deepest instincts. Here's the practical reframe, and it's the most important thing I'll say. The next time you doubt whether you're special, whether you matter, whether there's anything remarkable about you, I want you to remember this. Someone's gut knew you were significant before their mind had any evidence. And then the universe went to the trouble of confirming it. That doesn't happen for ordinary people. Intuition doesn't fire that strongly. And the universe doesn't arrange confirmations for someone unremarkable. The very fact that this reading exists, that a gut feeling about you was strong enough to need confirming, and important enough for the universe to confirm, is your evidence. You've been looking for proof that you matter, that you're special, that your light is real. Here it is. It came through someone else's confirmed intuition. Their gut is the witness, and their gut says you're a star. And I want to gently point out the deeper gift hidden in this, because it's the thing I most want you to walk away holding. There is a particular loneliness that luminous people carry, the loneliness of feeling like maybe no one really sees you. Like you move through the world giving off a light that goes unnoticed. Like your realest self is somehow invisible to the people around you. If you've ever felt that quiet ache of being unseen, of wondering whether anyone perceives the truth of who you are, then this reading is the universe's specific answer to that ache. Because it's telling you, you were seen. Not the surface of you, the truth of you. Someone's deepest instincts perceived your genuine light, your realness, your significance, accurately, from the beginning, without you having to prove anything, or perform anything, or explain anything. You were seen at the level you've most longed to be seen at, and the universe cared enough about that seeing to confirm it, to make it undeniable, to make sure the person who saw you knows they saw truly. That's not a small thing for a soul who's felt invisible. That's the exact medicine for it. You are not invisible. You never were. Your light has been landing on people all along, and at least one person's gut caught it, held it, and just had it confirmed as real. Comment I am A star if you're ready to finally believe it, if you're ready to see yourself the way this person's gut saw you all along. Let's pull our final card. The final card where this leaves you okay. Last card. After everything, the feeling they couldn't explain, what their gut sensed, the confirmation that just happened, why it shook them, what they now believe, what they'll do about it, and the truth about your own light, let's see where this leaves you. The card is the World. The World loves the final card of the entire major arcana, the card of completion, wholeness, and a journey arriving triumphantly at its destination. And the fact that this is where your reading lands is deeply meaningful because it tells me this whole story, the gut feeling, the confirmation. All of it is part of something completing, something coming full circle, something arriving. Here's what the world is saying. This confirmation wasn't a random event. It was a piece of a larger pattern finally clicking into place, a sense of course, this was always where it was going. The gut feeling this person had at the beginning and the confirmation they just received are the two ends of a circle closing. What their intuition sensed at the start has now been proven at well, not the end, but a significant completion point. And that circular quality, the way the beginning and the confirmation mirror each other, is the signature of something that was meant. Something aligned, something the universe has been quietly orchestrating all along. The world says this connection, this recognition, this whole arc has a rightness to it, a sense of destiny fulfilled rather than coincidence stumbled into. So here's where this leaves you, standing at a point of completion and beginning at once. Recognized, truly recognized by someone whose deepest instincts knew you were significant before they had any reason to, and who has now had that knowing confirmed by the universe itself. The world is the promise that this recognition is real, complete, and meaningful, not a fleeting feeling, but part of a pattern that was always meant to unfold. Whatever comes next between you and this person, you now hold something permanent and true. The knowledge that you were seen accurately, at the deepest level, by someone whose gut read the truth of you and was proven right. That's rare. That's the rare in the title. Most people go their whole lives without being truly recognized like that. You just were. And the universe made sure the person who recognized you knows it too. Why your own intuition should be trusted now too, before I bring this all together, I want to turn something around. Because there's a layer to this reading that's easy to miss, and it might be the most useful thing I give you today. This whole reading has been about their gut feeling, how their intuition sensed you, how it got confirmed, how it's moving them now. But here's what I want you to notice. If their gut was reading you accurately this whole time, then your gut has probably been reading them accurately too. Intuition isn't a one-way street. The same universe that was whispering to their deeper self about you has almost certainly been whispering to yours about them. And I suspect you've been doing exactly what they did, feeling something, sensing something, knowing something on a gut level, and then talking yourself out of it, dismissing it, telling yourself you were imagining it, projecting, hoping, just like they did. So let this reading be a permission slip for your intuition, not just a report on theirs. Because if the lesson here is that gut feelings turn out to be true, that the wordless knowing was accurate all along, that the universe eventually confirms what intuition detected early, then that lesson applies to you just as much as it applies to them. The feeling you've had about this person, the sense you couldn't quite justify, the quiet knowing you kept second guessing, stop second guessing it. Your gut has been reading the situation accurately too. You've been receiving the same kind of intuitive truth they received, and you've been doubting it the same way they doubted theirs. Consider this your confirmation that your own instincts about this connection are worth trusting. Here's the practical takeaway, and I want it to change how you move forward. So many people, especially deeply feeling, deeply intuitive people have been taught to distrust their own gut, told they're too sensitive, reading into things, overthinking, and over a lifetime of that, you can lose faith in one of the most accurate instruments you possess. But this reading is evidence from the other side that intuition works, that the gut knows, that the wordless feeling is real data and not just wishful noise. Their gut was right about you, which means it's time to start believing that yours is right too. The next time you get that quiet, insistent, can't explain it feeling about this person or about anything else, I want you to give it the weight it deserves. Not blind obedience, but genuine respect. Your intuition has been trying to tell you things, and it's been right more often than you've given it credit for. This confirmation isn't just theirs. It's an invitation for you to finally trust your own knowing, to bringing it all together. So let me gather this whole thing into one piece for you, because it was a layered reading, and I want you holding all of it. We opened with the Page of Cups, the gut feeling this person had about you from the very beginning, wordless and unexplainable. The intuitive knowing they couldn't shake, even when they tried to talk themselves out of it. The Queen of Wands revealed what their gut actually sensed: your authenticity and your fire. The rare realness that their deeper mind detected and flagged as significant long before their conscious mind understood why. Judgment was the confirmation itself, the recent revelation, arriving sideways and unexpectedly through some channel they couldn't have predicted. That proved their gut right in a way that filled them with both vindication and awe. The Tower explained why it shook them. The confirmation shattered the wall of doubt they'd been hiding behind, removed their comfortable maybe it's nothing, and forced the feeling from possible to undeniable. The Two of Cups showed the new belief that locked in that what they feel with you is a genuine, mutual, once in a lifetime connection, the rare real thing they maybe thought was a myth until you and the confirmation proved it exists. The Knight of Cups told us what they'll do about it, the confirmed feeling converting into motion. A reach that's coming, careful and tentative at first, because they're handling something they now know is precious. The Star delivered the truth about you that their gut wasn't malfunctioning, it was reading accurately. Because you genuinely are that luminous, that rare, that significant. And this whole reading is the universe's way of proving it to you. And the world closed it all in completion, the sense that the gut feeling and the confirmation are two ends of a circle closing. The signature of something meant, something aligned, something arriving exactly as it was always going to. So here's what I want you to carry out of this reading. Loves, somewhere out there is a person whose deepest instincts recognize something true and rare and luminous about you before they had any evidence, before it made any sense, before they could explain it to themselves. And the universe just went out of its way to confirm that their gut was right. Think about what that means. It means you are the kind of person whose significance registers on the deepest level of another human being's awareness. It means your light is real enough to be sensed before it's seen. It means that when this person's intuition whispered she matters, she's different. She's significant, it was telling the truth. And now they know it's the truth because the universe confirmed it. You have been recognized at the deepest possible level and proven worthy of that recognition. That is a rare and beautiful thing to be. Now, because I always want to keep you grounded and holding your own power, let me add the honest note. This reading confirms their gut about you. It confirms that you were recognized, that you're significant, that their intuition was right. What it does not do is obligate you to anything. Being recognized by someone is a beautiful thing, and it's also just information it tells you about the strength of what they feel and the accuracy of what they sensed. But you still get to decide what you do with that. So receive the recognition fully. Let it heal whatever part of you doubted your own worth. Let it prove to you that your light is real. But hold it from your own center as a woman who has been recognized, not a woman who needs to be. Because the most magnetic thing of all is a star who already knows she's a star, whether or not anyone else's gut ever confirmed it. Their confirmation is lovely, but it's just catching up to what was always true about you. You were always the star. Their gut just finally proved it. That's the reading, my loves. A rare one, a beautiful one, the kind that comes along to remind you that you are seen, that your light is real, and that sometimes the universe goes to extraordinary lengths to make sure the right person knows exactly who you are. If this resonated, if you felt that chill of recognition, if a specific person came to mind, if some part of you went yes, they always did seem to sense something about me, please give this video a like on your way out. It genuinely helps these rare messages reach the divine feminines they're meant for. And subscribe to Elena Tarot if you haven't yet. Because channeled messages like this, the ones that hand you back your own significance, are exactly what I'm here for. And I've got so many more coming. Tell me in the comments which card spoke to you most. Was it the gut feeling? The sideways confirmation? The star that is you? I read every single one, and what you choose tells me exactly where you are in your own story. And if you already know exactly who this masculine is, the one whose gut just got confirmed about you, you don't even have to name them. Just drop one single for the message that just crossed from their heart to yours. Thank you for being here with me today. And thank you for being the kind of luminous soul whose significance registers on someone else's deepest instincts. Don't ever doubt your light again. Someone's gut already told them the truth about you, and the universe just proved them right. You are seen. I'll see you in the next one.